Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Continuing our top 15 series, we've got something special lined up for you today. I know so many of you have been asking for a customer reviews analysis for this one. Well, we're finally doing it. But before we get into that, don't forget to check this exclusive discount for it. You can find the link in both the video description and the top comment below. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
Let's start by delving into the insights shared by our first reviewer.
This reviewer admits they hesitated for months before committing to this mesh system, put off by the significant cost. They first tried every cheaper workaround imaginable, from repositioning old routers to frustratingly failed attempts at pairing multiple units, all while dealing with persistent complaints about dropped connections. After extensive research, they finally invested in this Wi-Fi setup and express immense relief that it solved their long-standing connectivity issues, calling the purchase a win for their sanity. However, this client stresses that achieving peak performance required more than the initial simple setup. For ultimate stability, they found it necessary to go beyond the mobile app and use the web interface for more detailed configuration. This involved manually assigning permanent IP addresses to their regular devices, such as smart home gadgets and streaming sticks, to prevent future connection problems. They also highly recommend giving the 4 GHz and 5 GHz bands separate network names and manually selecting less crowded wireless channels, rather than letting the system choose automatically. While this hands-on approach might seem daunting to some, our reviewer found it was the key to unlocking the system's true potential. They praised the powerful signal that now covers their entire home, and noted the generous number of Ethernet ports on the satellite unit as a particularly useful feature for hardwiring devices in a remote room. Interestingly, they made a conscious choice to get this model over a newer, more advanced version, explaining that its particular wireless technology offers a more reliable connection between the nodes over greater distances in a real-world home environment. Ultimately, the verdict is that this is a fantastic piece of networking gear for those willing to put in a little extra effort to fine-tune its settings for a rock-solid experience.
Wonderful. Now, let's explore the feedback from our next reviewer.
This reviewer describes their experience with this new mesh Wi-Fi system as a complete night and day difference compared to their previous, more complicated setup. Although the system has only been in use for a short time, the initial impression is overwhelmingly positive, making some of the negative feedback they had read beforehand seem baffling. Our reviewer was blown away by how simple the setup was, getting the entire 2-unit network online within about 15 minutes right out of the box. They found the mobile app guided them through the process seamlessly. After connecting the main router to the modem, the second mesh node was instantly recognized and configured as soon as it was plugged in using a wired Ethernet connection. For more detailed management, they found the web-based interface to be more robust and easier to navigate than the app. Performance has been the biggest highlight. This client is finally getting the full internet speeds they pay for, with tests showing their connection is essentially maxed out. On newer wireless devices, the 5 GHz band delivered incredibly fast and stable speeds, while the 4 GHz band remained reliable for their various smart home gadgets. Coverage is excellent throughout the house and even outside. They also specifically mentioned that the wired backhaul feature, which connects the 2 units via an Ethernet cable, worked perfectly right away, even when routed through a separate network switch. While the experience was great, there were a few minor quirks. Our reviewer immediately changed the default network configuration, which combines the 4 GHz and 5 GHz bands under a single name, as they preferred to have them separated. They also noticed some sporadic slowness on the 4 GHz band, but chalked it up to normal congestion from their many connected devices. Overall, these were just small preferences and not serious flaws in what has so far been an exceptional upgrade to their home network.
Awesome. Let's hear what our next reviewer has to share about their experience.
This reviewer wanted to share their experience after using this mesh Wi-Fi system for a while. You know how some tech sites give glowing reviews right out of the box? Well, our reviewer found that the true test comes after living with this Wi-Fi extender for weeks. Starting with the downsides, getting the 4 GHz band to play nicely with their smart home devices was a real headache. Things like smart plugs and security cameras kept dropping their connections. This client had to disable Wi-Fi 6 on the 4 4 GHz band and manually set a fixed channel, which is annoying because the whole point is for it to automatically optimize. Even then, some devices stubbornly refuse to stay connected, forcing our reviewer to dust off some old Wi-Fi extenders to create a separate network just for those troublesome gadgets. It's frustrating to spend good money on a mesh system and still need extenders to get everything working. Another issue is that while the main unit is stable, the satellite node occasionally gets sluggish, requiring a weekly reboot. Luckily, the software has a built-in scheduling feature for this, suggesting that the manufacturer is aware of the problem. On the bright side, the range is fantastic. Our reviewer now gets a strong, consistent signal throughout their entire multi-story house and achieving the full speeds or more they pay for on their 5 GHz network. Plus, the devices themselves are aesthetically pleasing and blend in well with home decor. They don't scream router like some other tech gadgets. Overall, this client is ultimately happy with the Wi-Fi mesh. Once they ironed out the kinks, it delivers good performance. It's just a shame that the 4 GHz band had issues and that the system needs weekly reboots. The mobile app is also a plus, offering a good overview of the network and allowing for a lot of configuration. The web interface is also a welcome addition, unlike some brands that force you to use a limited app.
Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you next time.